guys, welcome back to the Malena edit. I am Malena. I'm super excited for this week 9 preview of games in the NFL. I'm more uncertain for these matchups than any of the other 8 weeks. I feel like anything could happen this weekend, but we're going to talk about my 5 favorite games today. Let's jump right into it. The first matchup I've got my eyes on this week, the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Buffalo Bills. So this Bills offense has kind of lost a little bit of steam from what we saw from them through the first 4 weeks. Josh Allen's kind of falling into a couple old habits here. So this is a chance for them to get back on track, but I'm more so eyeing the Seattle defense, which is the only concern for this team that everybody's kind of rooting to hopefully get into the Super Bowl. This is going to be a big game for them to be able to show up. If not, I have bigger concerns for them in the long term. As far as this Buffalo defense, they've actually been looking better too, though, opposite of what their offense has been putting on the field for these past few weeks. They've started to improve, getting back into their old form there. Defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier kind of getting the guys together, I guess, there. But I still don't think they're going to be a match for Russ and all of his weapons. I think that Seattle takes this pretty comfortably, but I'm just kind of eyeing this and using it as a playoff gauge for how these teams are going to look down the stretch. The next matchup I'm eyeing is a little bit of an odd one. The New England Patriots at the New York Jets. This is kind of, for me, the how bad are things really in New England kind of game. I think a lot of Cam's future rests on this. I hope he gets back on track. I saw so much promise from him early in the season, and then kind of after dealing with COVID, it's been a little bit downhill from there. So 1, I hope he's healthy, and 2, I hope that he plays himself into a new contract and things like that. The fact that I'm even picking this game, though, is kind of a big deal. I feel like there's no way any other year I would even question this, but I feel like in this alternate universe 2020 situation we've got going on, we could wake up on Tuesday morning after this Monday Night Football matchup and be talking about a potential Patriots loss to the Jets. I don't think it'll happen. I think it's as crazy as you guys probably think it is, but for some reason, it's kind of a possibility, and I can't count it out. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this one. All right, these next 3 games I am really, really excited about. Let's start with the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. For all of the talk of these teams kind of building to play against Kansas City, they might be beating up on each other as well these next few years. The AFC West looks really good. I think this is a potential spot for Justin Herbert to continue making his case for that Offensive Rookie of the Year talk. I think it's a great place for Derek Carr, who I'm always kind of low on, and I'm always kind of underselling him to be able to step up in a big spot here. That Raiders defense being able to step up against weapons on the Chargers and Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, who's also a guy that I think I'm low on and kind of overlook a little bit. And then how this Chargers defense, as strong as they are, as talented as they are, how they match up against Gruden's play calling to the many weapons and some of those tricks that he likes to throw in there to guys that aren't always on the top of our list in terms of talking about speed and talent and things like that. But they have Henry Ruggs. They have Hunter Renfrow, the guy that just constantly catches balls. Darren Waller, the best tight end wide receiver in the league. So I'm really going to be eyeing this game, and I think this matchup for years to come. The next game I'm looking at, the Miami Dolphins at the Arizona Cardinals. Test number 2 in a tough defense for Tua Tagovailoa to be facing this week, maybe even more so than last week's test. This Cardinals defense has been playing absolutely insane this year. Shout out to Vance Joseph for really turning this defense around totally. I know that Rams defense is also strong, headlined by Aaron Donald. They've got John Johnson and Taylor Rapp and Jalen Ramsey on the back end, but I think that this Cardinals defense has looked incredible this season. Likewise, so has the Dolphins defense. But I do think that Arizona has the weapons to be able to kind of outplay those guys. I think that'll be the matchup I'm most interested in seeing. The Cardinals offense and the Dolphins defense and what Brian Flores cooks up for them there. I do think that the Cardinals take this one, but Miami's playing for maybe the AFC East and a nice little playoff push there. So I would not be surprised to see them take it. But I think that Kingsbury will be able to call up some interesting play calls to be able to get his guys the win. And of course, the rematch we've been eyeing since week 1, the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this Bucs team has shown clear improvement, and I feel like we're all kind of collectively lower on the Saints, even though they've still been ticking it off in the win column. They've still been getting it done in the stats. The games are just a little bit closer. They look a little bit different. I do think that Tom gets this win after falling to the Saints in week 1. I am eyeing what this New Orleans defense looks like. If the Giants can slow Tom Brady and those weapons, the Saints team needs to, or we have bigger problems. They did just add Quan Alexander. I don't know how much he's going to bring to the defense this week. Still just getting used to now this new system, but I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. And then of course, Emmanuel Sanders, I think, will be back, and Michael Thomas. So meeting those two guys on the field to hopefully combat that Todd Bowles defense. I am also going to be eyeing the matchup of those weapons on the Bowles defense and Levante David, Antoine Winfield Jr., Devin White against a weapon like Alvin Kamara, maybe slowing down the Offensive Player of the Year candidate. As usual, here are the rest of my picks for this week that I am less confident in than in most weeks. I feel like a lot of these games are just a coin flip, could go either way, especially that Denver at Atlanta, Detroit at Minnesota, and the Houston at Jacksonville games. Coin toss. I have no idea what's going to happen in those matchups. I am curious about them though. And then another game that I've got my eye on, the Carolina at Kansas City game, not because I think Kansas City will fall here, but I am curious how this playing better than expected Carolina defense takes on the defending national champions. Let me know some of your picks for this week, what games you're most excited for. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I will talk to you so soon.